Okay folks, welcome back to part 5 of my videos on how to put together the Wot4 ARTF model. As you can see now, the tailplane has been secured into the fuselage by means of a two-part epoxy resin, which is really strong stuff. I've actually used the 5-minute version of the resin. This is the stuff that I use. Because I'm quite quick at doing this operation. I've done it many times in the past, but I would really advise you, if you're not used to using this type of adhesive, or you're new to the modelling world, in fact I'd use the 20-minute version or 30-minute version of this epoxy resin, because it just gives you a little bit more time to align the parts, to make sure everything is square and everything is equal about the model. It just gives you a bit more time to play with. So that's something to bear in mind. The next part that we've got to do on this model is to fit the elevators, the rudder, the tail wheel, and the hinges, etc. One thing that I'll point out now before we go any further is we've got to insert this elevator joining bar into the model here, pass it through the hole. We've got to do that first before we glue the hinges and the elevators in position, because you won't be able to get that in afterwards. And also we've got to attach the tail wheel assembly onto the bottom of the model, because this piece here where it's bent over at 90 degrees is inserted into a hole into the back of the rudder, and that will give you your steering tail wheel. Obviously that's got to be put on first, so you can thread it onto the hinges and thread it into the back and secure it all in one go. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to assemble all the parts together, put the hinges into the preformed slots into the back of the model, and just have a dry run first. Just check that all the parts move okay. There's no restrictions in the movement or anything before we commit ourselves to using the CA glue for securing all the parts together onto the hinges.